Hello everyone, welcome back, Ellington here, and welcome to the battlefield of Waterloo. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you, even though you see on your screen right now, you see France on the left and a British on the right, this isn't like the official Battle Waterloo. This is just a massive 4v4 on the map of Waterloo, excuse me. So on one side we have got Britain, Portugal, Portugal, Austria, and Prussia versus the United Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, and France. And I'm going to be honest with you, so this is a slightly older replay that we did a few months back, like back in June, actually. I do know that on one side we have got Beastmaster, Billy Blazes, Silent Vart, and Gorm Mjolnir, and on the other side we have got myself, which I do know that I am Prussia, I know that. But then the rest of my team is Dave the Vassal, Pedro, and Liquid Junk. I don't remember who is who in this. Once again, this replay is pretty old, but I do remember it being a fun one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unpause. As you can see, we had Austrian cavalry moving to the center, and already some cannons being fired here by Portugal. Two 12-pound artilleries. So this is Napoleon Total War. Very fun game, guys. I really enjoy this one. Got Cav over here, United Netherlands. This is a good thing to do in Napoleon with your Cav. Keep them real strung out. If you keep them all bulked up, a cannon shot is pretty disgusting on cavalry. And then we got some of my own hussars moving forward here. Seems like we do not have a maybe that. Alright guys, I think we've got... Sorry, I had to fix the sound a little bit. Couldn't quite really hear anything. There's some cavalry. Keep in mind it's an old game, so I was getting that tweaked. Sometimes I notice sometimes the sound just kind of gives up. But look at this. We got some cross cannon fire coming from this side of the battlefield over towards Sweden and France. Sweden and France are really got quite the line going here. We got 6 regiments here, some chasseurs, line infantry here from Sweden, and then back behind got some Swiss foot. Swiss foot for France is a really good shooting infantry. A lot of line infantry here. It's just standard infantry. Oh, but they're so clumped up, the cannons! Oh man, that was a nice shot. Cav had pushed forward, but it looks like we're pulling that back a little bit. Got Nassau Jaegers here from the United Netherlands. Bunch of line infantry moving forward. 6-pounder horse artillery is actually moving to the side here. Now, I remember one issue I kind of had as Prussia was this little, like, I don't even know what you want to call it, a little, like, thing here. You can't go down this, and you can't go up it. So the only way I could move my infantry around, I had to walk my infantry all the way over here to bring them around, which really sucked because I could not line up against the United Netherlands very well. It was kind of nice because I could set my cannons in a place that had pretty good coverage. But you can see the center of the Waterloo map is actually a pretty raised position, so we can't actually sit here, neither can they. We actually have to line forwards here, because if we sit back there, our shots really just won't do anything. Our line is pretty uneven. You got Austria here pretty, formed out quite a bit. A lot of cannon fire. You can see I'm moving my infantry around, trying to line up if I possibly can. But what sucks is by this point, the United Netherlands are already pretty much set up. So I've got my light my Schützen up here up top, trying to take shots, as well as my cannons just shooting right down into the Netherlands. But we do already have a pretty bold push here by Denmark. Portugal and Austria are based. Austria can't go much more forward. Oh, but look at this! Our Cav coming in, and no square formation from the Hungarian Fusiliers. So United Netherlands Cav was able to catch the Austrian infantry unawares. 2 units going into square formation, but too late. I mean, honestly, this Fusilier unit only lost 2. So I'm actually really surprised by that. Musketeers here from myself moving forward. You can see the British are eager to take the fight against France. Got Coldstream Guards already up to the front. Multiple foot units, some Highland foot. But man, Portugal is kind of set back behind the rest of us. France, Sweden, and Denmark are really going aggressive. They want to get in this right now. Now, one thing, once again, look at the setup here. Unfortunately, this is not fantastic for either of the sides here. I would say Britain definitely has a better position here at this point, though. France is at a little bit of a disadvantage. King's German Light Foot, which is a skirmisher. Well, it's technically a light infantry, but they are a like a skirmishing type unit. Cannon, or canister, excuse me, canister shot coming in. Here we go, nice line set up here for Hungarian Fusiliers against line infantry. I think my cannons are trying to go after his 6-pounder horse artillery right here. Oh, no, I'm just going canister shot right into the side of this line infantry unit. I think I was trying to maybe get a unit set up to get a shot down onto them. Oh, howitzer shot coming in. Got a bunch of Jaegers. Now the Jaegers have pretty good line here on the Denmark line infantry. Portugal has a unit that's really just kind of out of position here. I don't know what's going on with this. Got 2 Tiradores. Probably butchered that, and I'm so sorry. Pedro's gonna come in here and be like, you bastard. Pedro is he's our Portuguese person. We love him very much. Pedro, if you watch, we haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Get in here, we miss you. Now, this is not Pedro, I'm pretty sure, but this militia unit really was out of position there. I don't think he meant for it to be there. But man, this line here between the British and the French is just vicious. Look at the line here. France finally got forward with this Chasseurs, his 6th Regiment, getting forward and actually getting in some really good spots to shoot. The Coldstream Guard having to pull back. I think the Coldstream Guard here, let me see. No, never mind. I was going to say I think the Coldstream Guard, or the British might have been Billy, but Billy's on the other team. But Billy is he loves playing the British. He almost always plays the British. Not because they're like fantastically good, but because he just likes the British in the Napoleonic Wars. So now Austria actually brought his 6-pounder artillery up on this little cliffside type thing, the same as mine, and he should be able to get some good shots. But you can see we are actually being able to push forward a little bit out of our little nook. Austria really pushing hard with his Hungarian Fusiliers, and then got some musketeers from myself, and a 1st Regiment Emperor's Own as well from Austria. Now, this is a little clumped up. He probably wants to make this, well, okay, I see. He's pulling these regiments forward, so that's why he left him a little bulky. But Portugal's still skirmishing down with his Tiradores, and got some infantry pushing forward, as well as British foot and Highland foot moving forward, pushing back the light infantry of the French. But right behind the light infantry is the Swiss foot, and they are ready for combat. Now, down at the end of this French line, you can see you have this forested area. They are not going to have great shots, but this left-hand side of the line here, if the British advance any further, the Swiss foot is going to have a hell of a time shooting there. in a good way, hell of a time, I guess. But really, the British have been kind of shoved back to their own hill, which honestly for them is good. You can see all the cannons and everything set up in the back there. On the other side, not as good of a hill or a setup here like for cannons and stuff. Man, I just love the way this game looks. After cannons start shooting, after all the lines start shooting, you get the gun smoke just filling the battlefield. You have to get in here and get nitty and gritty and watch all the death happen. Because if you sit up here top, you don't know what the hell's happening. Now, light infantry adjusted back towards the little cliff. Last one artillery here. Musketeer, a little beat up. The rest of my... So I got some cav back here, some light infantry. Looks like I have been moving more and more units towards the front as we've gained more space. Denmark and Sweden look like they've kind of been stopped in the center here. It looks to me like the French and the British have really been the ones just duking it out, while the rest of the line has really just kind of been a little bit of a back and forth skirmish. The line here for the other team is very, very uneven. You can see this drastic difference between the French and the Danish, and then here you've got the United Netherlands, and where's... Sweden's kind of crammed between Denmark and France, man. Like, Sweden's, like, in this tiny little section. But yeah, like, look at this Netherlands army. It's so far ahead of the rest of the army. What I think that's actually allowing to happen, look at this Portuguese line. These tiradores are actually getting some pretty good shots on the line infantry here from the United Netherlands. But then again, we got kind of a, like, weird setup here with the militia. And more infantry moving forward from Portugal. Got some Prussian musketeers kind of trying to connect the line here. Get down in here, shooting over at the United Netherlands line infantry. Hungarian Fusiliers and Prussian musketeers working together. Portuguese infantry shifting forward, but right into the teeth of the Swedish muskets. Caçadores here from Portugal, lined right up in next to the British foot and Highland foot. Got 3 units lined up in this house here, man. Coldstream Guards, King's German Legion Lightfoot, and 2 of those actually. Then another King's German Legion Lightfoot over this way, not quite in range it looks like. So facing them, you've got a lot of Swiss foot, excuse me. The rest of the French army is sitting back here. A lot of Polish Legion, Fusiliers of Line, militia. I don't see anything like an old guard or anything like that. Chasseurs, ooh, got a little bit of a charge here. Portuguese, British cavalry. A lot of cavalry moving in. Damn, look at all this. Portuguese cavalry, or line infantry, charging into the Swedish line infantry. Cavalry pulling back because of the stakes. But the chasseurs lining up on the hill are going to do a pretty heavy number on this cavalry. Not quite enough to break the French lines, it looks. Looks like they did do some solid damage, though. But look at the lines and how they push forward. The United Netherlands line infantry is being hurt really bad. But look at this, light dragoons going straight through a gap. What do we got? Looks like maybe the Austrian Jaegers. Oh, they stopped. We notice it. Can we stop it? Yeah, we notice it. Jaegers running away. Austrian cavalry coming in to try and stop them. Looks like the Austrian cav might be a little beat up here. But a lot of the Austrian infantry is gone and been replaced by the Prussian musketeers. So they will continue to duke it out with this line infantry from the United Netherlands. I love the sounds of the cannons and the musket fire, the charging men. Ah! Look at this, Portuguese militia charging in on Danish line infantry. I keep wanting to say like Denmark, but like I'm speaking in, you know, as multiple, so I need to say Danish, and I fuck it up every time. Look at this Swiss foot. It was a very strong line before, but it is pretty banged up now. But I don't know that the British have enough to... Well, I don't know, man. This is a pretty beefy British line here. I think British could push past this hill, get into this forested area right here, and they could probably rip up France pretty bad.
Our men are running, sir.
Especially because they need to do it before the flank here is going to crash here. I mean, look at what's died in this line. So foot guards moving forward from Prussia. The dragoons getting tore apart. Portuguese infantry. Our line here is so, like, bunched. Uh-oh, Prussian cavalry. Oh, this is why. Oh, don't do it. This is a boo-boo. Oh, man. That's a big mistake on me. Honestly, I didn't lose as many as I thought I would.
Our men are running, sir.
Well, I guess it shattered, so it doesn't matter. And then cuirassiers going in as well. Getting on Swedish Jaegers. Might get the Danish sharpshooters. And then we had an Austrian cavalry that countered off the United Netherlands light dragoons. This line over here is looking pretty good. Denmark has a lot of line infantry left over. But it looks like United Netherlands infantry is pretty much beat. But also Austria and myself as Prussia are pretty wore out by this point. Cuirassiers, I believe, are broken now. So should be able to push. I just don't know if we can push into that Danish line. Portugal over here is looking pretty beat up. You look from this direction, and France and Sweden here seem to be doing pretty darn good. Denmark here. Denmark's pretty beat up, but over this way he still has a bit of infantry. Artillery looks like shelling the Nassau Jaegers. I love all the cannons coming in from all directions. Oh, look at the howitzers hitting the French here. French chasseurs. Got a charge. Looks like the 6th Regiment is charging into a British foot. Got a Highland foot sitting right next to it, so they are probably not going to make it very long. As usual, the bitter rivalry between Great Britain and France is just being shown to the fullest on this battlefield. Oh, the Portuguese caçadores really getting tore up there. A nice volley from the Swiss foot. Now, a little bit of an issue here. You got chasseurs behind the line that are shooting as well, so they will be taking out some of their own men. Now, the Swedish line is kind of a little broken. You got the real line is here, and he should probably move stuff up to fill this gap. Although I don't know. I guess no, never mind. I guess that is the line. France is the one that's in front of it. So the Prussian Musketeers, we got 8th Life Regiment, a couple of Jaegers, and Hungarian Fusiliers look like they're going to try and press the flank of Denmark and the United Netherlands, while the Prussian main line infantry is duking it out with the Danish line infantry. Got one line over here that seems to be kind of protecting the flank a little bit, but look at this. Nice angle here between the Hungarian Fusiliers shooting into the flank of the Danish line infantry. A couple of Jaegers moving forward. They might be out of ammo. Now let's pull up the map. I kind of forgot that it was closed. I apologize about that. You can see the difference here. I would definitely say that looking at the map, the blue obviously is the left side here, and the red is the right. I would say it's fairly even at this point, but I don't know. We'll see. I think this line over here has the potential to break. I think we have what it takes. We got a foot guard here, 8th Life Regiment, some musketeers, and some Austrians in support. I think if we push into this flank at this angle, I really wish Napoleon had markers, kind of like Rome. If we push in at this angle, I think we could, yeah, look at this. This is kind of what we want. We want to push Denmark back into the rest of his army. We want to basically fold him up and start pushing at an angle down this rise. So if we can do that, oh, look at the cannons coming in. That is our best bet to success here. At this point, Great Britain, Portugal, they are probably not healthy enough to push, although you can see Great Britain has pushed his line forward. Got Foot, Highland Foot, Common Rangers, 42nd Black Watch. They've got a charge coming in. Look at this. Highland Foot, sorry, got a little loud there. The Polish Legion holding the line now for the left flank of France, backed up by the Fusiliers of the line. So the Polish Legion, even though it might go, the Fusiliers of the line are backing it up. So I've got a Swiss foot that's shattered, but look at this, the Swiss foot on the center, or on the right hand of France's line is pretty beat up. Got some line infantry from Sweden backing it up.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Depleted chasseurs moving forward, retaking the line. Lifeguards of a horse, counter-charging on the far left flank of France. They're going to charge into the back of their own men, but then straight into the Highland Foot that do not form square. Got the Black Watch. The Black Watch goes into the Fusiliers line here, and I think that breaks. Black Watch is kind of like a super Highland Foot. Highland Foot are your melee combat guys, and the standard British foot are your shooty guys. Just a hint as you go further into the game as you're playing, just some hints of the way the units are made to be used. As you can see, Prussia and Austria, so myself, and I feel like this was Dave the Vassal. Dave, if you're watching, let me know, if you remember this battle, do you remember if you were Austria? But you can see we are folding in the flank of Denmark and the United Netherlands at this point. That is what we want to see. We need to push into this, and we need to envelop it before the British line crumbles. But look, the French chasseurs charging into the cazadores.
We have killed their
and then coming in on the flank of the British. King's German Legion light foot holding the flank against chasseurs. And then you've got the foot, their line is just, it's crumbling. Black Watch holding, got a foot regiment that's out of position, excuse me, and they are being double teamed here by 3 Fusiliers of the line, or 2 Fusiliers of the line, a Polish Legion. So the British are crumbling. We have got to win this flank before that flank crumbles. So, a couple of units charging in against line infantry from Denmark. Foot Guards, 8th Life Regiment, charging in. Prussians are very good in melee combat, so might as well use it. 8th Life Regiment going to go into this depleted line infantry from Denmark. Got a lot of cavalry shifting over here. And then a really fresh line infantry. Wow, 158 men. This thing is like really fresh. So as you can see, we are trying to shatter this flank. Denmark and Sweden are really just holding the center. They are allowing France to push into Great Britain while their flank just continues to try and hold Prussia and Austria and the center. Look at this angle, man. Got the cannons shooting from behind, 6-pounder horse artillery. What was this? Foot Guards running from the Danish line infantry. But I think they are going to be overwhelmed by the larger Foot Guard unit and the 8th Life Regiment coming in to surround it. The Silesian Schützen look like, I don't know if they're out of ammo, but they are falling back a little bit. Foot Guards breaking, there we go. Get into the sharpshooters, which continue to hold us in place. Portugal just holding down this lifeguard afoot from Denmark. But look at this, Swedish cavalry running a little bit into stakes, but they did get through. Where are they going? They're wavering. There's, oh no. Come on, Portugal, see this. Come on. The general for Portugal is going to try and stop it. He's not going to see it. It's not that he doesn't see it, but he's not going to get it. All right, so the crews for the Portuguese cannons will be stuck in place now. Doesn't mean that cannons are useless, it just means they can no longer be moved. And you can see the line of Britain is just crumbling. 42nd Black Watch, the general for Great Britain is in, charging into Chasseurs, but more, look, the Swedish general moving in now.
This building has
but
fallen
depleted
to the enemy.
Prussian units, to a foot guard and a musketeer going into a lifeguard of foot. Foot guard and 8th Life Regiment trying to finish this line infantry, but now the cavalry from Denmark charging in. You got lifeguards, a horse, dragoons, light dragoons, and all there is to stop them is the Silesian Schützen and maybe some canister shot from the 6-pounder foot artillery of Austria. But we have no cavalry. Our flanks here are just completely and totally exposed. Our line is so far forward, there's nothing we can stop it. And I think I was doing something with this over here and I wasn't paying attention to my infantry that needed to be moving. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter at this point. Our entire back line is just shattered. Our main line is destroyed. Look at just the middle of this battlefield, guys. And even back here from the cannons, the sharpshooters, just the center of this battlefield is just disgusting. Just thousands dead, cannons and bayonets and bullets just tearing people to pieces. My infantry trying to fall back and hopefully protect something. Shotgunning coming out from the Austrian 6-pounder artillery, trying to hit the horses and possibly cause them to shatter. Infantry being charged, but unfortunately the cavalry did not get stopped. So multiple generals coming in to try and stop this cavalry, but it's just too late. Getting into the Austrian foot artillery. Prussian infantry just trying to kill as much as they can. The general is coming over to finish this off. Cannon shooting over this way too, trying to finish those dragoons. My general dead. To be honest with you, that was probably from an allied cannonball, like seeing what was going in there. Got my 12-pounder foot artillery. Good angle here, but really there's nothing to shoot at. Oh, cannons coming in on my infantry. Great Britain just holding off as much as they can. They actually look to have finished France, except for the Chasseur unit here. Got 1 foot that's very, very depleted, and a very depleted rifle unit. Portugal just kind of trying to form up with Great Britain, hold off Sweden, but that's a lifeguard afoot, 2 lifeguards afoot, infantry unit, Tiradores, some 12-pounder foot artillery. Might be able to get some shots in, but it looks like they're shooting at something further back there.
Our men are running, sir.
And foot guard shattered. 8th Life Regiment. I think once again just trying to kind of turtle up a little bit around what we have left. But Portugal is pretty much out here. It's got this 1 infantry unit, but it's not much. Oh, and then there's a grenadier over here. Oh, bombs going out. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. But grenadiers are shattered. Another grenadier here. The rifles actually left the building. I'm not exactly sure exactly why. But, I mean, they've got a lot of cannons, a lot of cavalry, and then look at plenty of healthy infantry still left. 8th Life Regiment, I think, trying to set up against the Lifeguards afoot. Canister shot coming from the 12-pounder foot artillery going after the Lifeguards down the bottom of the hill. The unfortunate thing is, look at how he's set up. So he's not always hitting anything. He's kind of hitting that little rise in front of him. Unfortunate thing about cannon, sometimes you got to be really get down and look exactly what they're shooting at. So you can see the Austrian cannon going after the Lifeguards afoot here. No, going after the house. I guess we're saying, hey, let's see if we can destroy this house. Yep. Same thing. My 12-pounder going after it as well. Man, it is not taking much damage at all. And then Lifeguards afoot look like they're going to charge up the hill after these 12-pounder. Line infantry coming over trying to finish the grenadier unit from Portugal. Ooh, man. Getting shot as they charge in.
Our men are running, sir.
Are they going to make it all the way in? They will, but let's see how long they last. We got grenadiers versus light infantry, I believe. Lifeguards afoot. The Lifeguards afoot are definitely going to win that for sure. Yep, there they go. Still, I mean, it's just the cannons and some cav trying to, protect things. The Danish general getting in this now. Prussian and Austrian cannons are still set up. Got the 6-pounder horse artillery up here as well now. Still trying to take down that damn house. See if we get a canister shot into the Lifeguards here. Oh, one. Got another one. Oh, look at that! It shattered it! That's great. Now behind you got Nassau Jaegers. Still got a Lifeguard inside of the building here. And then on the other side, the Danish general, Lifeguards afoot from Sweden, collapsing around the flank here. Still got a 6-pounder foot or horse artillery crew, I guess. Still hammering this house. All right, 12-pounder is going to be gone here because of the Danish general. Then line infantry moving over. The British cannon is actually still up. 6-pounder horse artillery. No horses, so they can't really go anywhere. They don't have a very good angle on anything. It's really, at this point, it's just kind of the finishing off of the, last artilleries here. 12-pounder turning to face the Danish general. Oh, I think it shot the ground here. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and fast forward to this because I think it's gonna be pretty much it. Trying to get the 6-pounder horse artillery out of there.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must
killed a gen.
break.
And then that'll be the 6-pounder gone here in a moment. Yep, and there they go. The British 6-pounder is now broken.
This battle is
and
almost
that
done.
is it for this one, guys. All right, so Liquid Junk was the British, 1,400 killed. 1420. Pedro is the Portuguese, 1407. Dave, the vassal, is Austria with 1361. And then myself as Prussia with 1237. And we have as France Beastmaster, 1867. Billy as Sweden with 889. Silent Fart as Denmark, wow, with 1965. And Gorm Mjolnir as United Netherlands with 1,250. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little switch up. We threw in some Napoleon in on the map of Waterloo, of course. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun to re-watch after like 6 months after playing it, you know what I mean? But I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to go hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. I'd love to see it. I do try to respond to them. And we'll see you guys next time.